Hi everyone, I'm Where I Wrote and welcome to my channel. So if you're a subscriber, which I guess you are, I want to say thank you so much because my Bloom animation video just hit over 100,000 views on YouTube and I just think that's crazy. Thank you for all of the support that you've shown for this animation and thank you for all of the comments that you left in the video appreciating my work. I'm just really happy that a lot of people liked it. But now about this video, it's a little bit different. This is a new format for me. I'm always watching commentary and essay videos on YouTube and I just thought that it would be fun to try to do one myself. Also, since I already have a small audience that I think would be interested in what I have to say because I think we're probably into the same kind of stuff. So I would like to talk about WINX, but I would also like to talk about other media, especially other magical girl shows. And also, I just really wanted to draw a character like this one for myself because, I don't know, I just thought it would be real fun. Also, I just realized now that I never said drama guy, but I guess it was pretty expectable since there are a lot of guys in this fandom. Talking to no one kind of feels weird because it's something that I've never really done before, and also English is not my first language, so this may be a little bit difficult for me, but please bear with me. So yeah, let's get into the video. Today I'm gonna be talking about my opinions on the new WINX reboot transformations, which I know I'm a little bit late, but at least I'm here. Big disclaimer, first of all, this video is for fun and for fun only. I do not mean any harm to the popularity of the show when it comes out. Like, these are just my opinions about it and I can't fake them. So let's start with a song. When I first heard the teaser that they uploaded on Instagram, I thought it was gonna be kinda good because, I don't know, I just liked it and it reminded me of the Sirenix instrumental, but as soon as I pressed play on the Flora video, I was silenced. I really didn't like it. I just think that the songs are such an important factor of why we love the transformations and why they are so memorable and iconic that I just thought they couldn't really mess it up because it's just obviously such an important part of it, right? But it was bad and it was worse than I thought it was gonna be. I was honestly praying for it to be a stand-in for the real song that they were gonna use later, but now we know that's not the case. There's just something about when the beat starts coming in that just feels so incredibly tacky. To me, it sounds like a demo version of the song. And well, I know they wanted to do a collaboration because of marketing and all of that, I guess, but I just wish that they had brought Elisa Rosselli at least for writing the song because this one just feels very generic and like not a lot of effort was put into it. It really does look like AI slop, but I don't even think that they use AI to write it. I just think that the people who wrote the song didn't really feel any kind of passion towards it and probably didn't take it seriously because they just thought that it was a kids show, which it is. And it's fine that they thought that, but you know, the transformation songs, like, yeah, sometimes they have generic lyrics, but you can really tell the difference from when someone really has passion and puts meaning into the words like Elisa does and when they don't. Because some of these are just I especially hate the "we're gonna live like this forever," the "we are who we are," and the "we're one of a kind" lines because they just don't make any kind of sense. They just sound ridiculous. Also, I just feel like it's not really a transformation song. Like, maybe music-wise, yeah, but lyrics-wise, it doesn't feel like they're calling for any kind of power to transform or anything like that. It just sounds like an opening track, maybe because they're presenting themselves, but they're not like calling magic onto themselves. I don't know, it's kind of random. Also, I have to say that for me, it was kind of a letdown that they strayed away from the pop rock sound that a lot of the WINX soundtrack used to have, but I guess I get it because pop rock was what was popular when the original show came out, and I guess it's not that popular anymore, or at least not that popular with younger audiences, or just not the sound that they're aiming for, so I guess it's fine, it's just my preference. But I have to give them something, which is that now I sometimes find myself singing this song without really knowing it, so I guess it can be that bad if it's so catchy that it sometimes pops up in my brain, even if I don't personally like it. Okay, and now onto the transformation itself. So before delving into each one of the girls' transformations and ranking them, I just want to talk about some of the things that I saw in general across all of them. First of all, the giggling sounds. They just need to be gone. Like, it's hideous. They really hinder my ability to enjoy most of these transformations. I honestly hope that they listen to what everyone's saying and that they just remove it from the show at the end, but I highly doubt that they will do that. The editing. The editing is honestly really clunky. Like, it doesn't work at all. The pacing is way too fast on almost all of them, and it's just really hard to follow what's going on. Also, it's just not edited to the music, which I think it's a little bit weird. You don't feel the rhythm of the song while you're watching the transformation, and that's just not very good. I have to say though that even if you can tell what is happening based on the individual transformations, I did feel when I watched the whole clip of them all transforming on YouTube that they kind of flowed better together. The glittery bodysuits. I don't get why they did that, like, it genuinely just looks very bad. I get that they had to do the censorship thing and the censoring the bellies for Netflix, but apart from that, they still look like bad. I just wish they used more of the glitter to cover them up instead of this that just looks like something that people would wear for the gym, just with glitter over it. Also, there's the fact that they're barely transforming. Like, some choreography, it's fine, but it's like a whole video of them dancing and then they're just transforming for like 5 seconds and you can't even tell that they're doing it. Now, about the backgrounds. This might be a little nitpicky from my part, but I'm really not a fan of the magical spaces that they're transforming in. Like, I don't get why there are skies and suns and horizons and all that stuff, because that for me just kind of breaks the magic of the transformation space. It just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, that's just me being weird and having way too many opinions about magical girl transformations. And now, for the last thing that I wanted to say in general is that I will not be talking much about the girls' outfits because, you know, there's just so much to say and I don't want this video to be way too long. So yeah, maybe I will do another video on that if I like how this one goes. Let's get into the ranking. I will be covering the transformations in order of least liked to most liked, so let's start. At number 6, we have Bloom's transformation, which I think this may come as a surprise to some of you because I saw a lot of people online talking about how Bloom had the biggest budget for her transformation and how it looked the best out of them all, but I just have to say that it really is not for me. Maybe it's the fact that she has the worst outfit in my opinion, and also that her hair is incredibly hideous and I don't get why they didn't just give her her signature bangs, but when I saw it, I thought like, this is it. I had high hopes for her, but I just really didn't like it. If I have to say any good things about it, is that I do think I like everything in concept, but I just really don't like the execution. Also, I can say that I really like the background. Maybe the colors are a little too much sometimes, but you can tell that it's the background that they put the most effort in. I feel like her transforming in the middle of the galaxy, like emerging from a heart of fire, is a really cool reference to her being, you know, the fairy of the dragon flame and not just random fairy of fire. So I really like that they did that. But relating to that and starting with the other things that I don't really like, again, this is just me being really nitpicky, but I just don't like the shape of heart that they used. Like, it's too round. I don't know exactly what it is about it, but I just don't really like it. It sounds really stupid, but it's just not the shape of a heart that I like, which I know is very dumb, but I'll just show you an example of what I mean. Also, the propulsing herself with the fire in her hands, I don't know where they got that from, but it just doesn't work. It doesn't feel fairy, it doesn't feel Bloom. It's just weird. Like, I guess they based it off on like Marvel movies or something like that. I don't know, because I'm not really in touch with that kind of media. But also the fire that she expels from her hands doesn't really look like fire. It kind of looks more like laser beams. I don't really like it. Then there's that weird face that she makes. When I tell you I jumped, I just can't stand it. It just feels so weird. It makes me feel so uncomfortable. Like, what do you want from me? Why are you looking at me like that? And the last thing that I wanted to say about her transformation is that I think the final pose looks very weird with her arms like that. Also the angle, the fire that comes out of her hands, which it just doesn't look good to me. I don't know. Because of all of this, she earns the last place on my list. Next, we have Flora at number 5. Okay, so for her, I have to say that I like the idea of her waking up in a flower, even though it's kind of weird that she's waking up. Like, why is she waking up if she's transforming? But I still find it cute. Again, don't like the sky thing. Why do we see a sun? Why do we see a sky? It's just weird. It makes it feel like a real place and not like a transformation bubble thing, you know? And about this segment, I have to say, why is she tilted? Like, it just really rubs me off the wrong way. Why is she at an angle? Why is she not seen straight? I really cannot deal with it. Like, again, it's just maybe me nitpicking, but I can't stand it. Also, the way that she falls down from the sky is also kind of weird, but whatever. The concept of her transforming by tangling with the vines is cool, but I have to agree with some people in that it feels a little bit too energetic for her. I know that it's a reboot and they might change her personality, and we still don't know that, but it just feels off for her character, or at least what her character has been until this moment. I think her transformations are a good opportunity to explore more of a softer kind of transformation, so I'm just a bit sad that they didn't use it on her like that. It just goes a little bit too fast. And also I just found kind of funny when she starts being so fast to get her hair transformed. She was like in a rush. And now, for me, definitely the worst part of this transformation is the background. I don't get why they decided to use those colors. It kind of looks like cardboard to me. Like, I think that maybe they wanted the vines to pop and that's why they didn't use green for the background, but it just looks plain. Like, it looks like a sketch of the animation. I think they could have just used different shades of green for them, like maybe really dark green for the vines and more of a lighter one for the background. And I think that would have complemented Flora's colors much better. What they did here with that yellow, orange, salmon, tangerine background, whatever, it just doesn't really work. Those are not her colors. It makes it look plain. It makes it look kind of like cardboard. I don't know what to tell you. Also, I have to say that that shot of her face, I genuinely jumped, like... The same as with Bloom's one. It's really weird. There's something about her expression that just feels so unsettling to me. Like, again, stop looking at me like that. I really don't like it, please. What does she mean by that? What does that expression mean? Like, why are her eyes sad but she's like smiling? Is she trying to like be pitiful? I don't get it. But now I have to say something really positive about this one, and it's that I really love the ending pose and that background, and I think it mainly is because they use that gorgeous light green that they have used in other Flora transformations. Especially reminds me of the 3D Enchantix transformation background, and I just think it's just a color that really complements her. Also, I think it's really beautiful how we see the vines kind of moving downwards and then the petals going upwards. Like that contrast with her flying in the center, I think it's really pretty. Also, I think her pose is nice. I'm not really a fan of what she looks like, but more like in general. But yeah, I think this pose is nice. And yeah, I think this final shot is what kind of saves it. For me, it's definitely the best one. And I wish they used this background for all of it. Now, for number 4, we have Aisha's transformation. About her sequence, even though it's still really fast, I think it's the one where we can appreciate the transformation that's going on better. Also, I think her outfit is one of the best ones, even though it's kind of plain. I have to say I kind of find it funny how little time she spends inside the bubble, so I don't know if maybe that's just because of the way they trimmed her transformation, or if it's just that she really does spend like just a second there, even though the other girls spend much more time inside of it. And for saying something that I like about the transformation, I really enjoy the scene in which the layers of her dress are forming. I just think that it's so nice to, at least for one of the sequences, to be able to see what's going on and like how the outfit forms and not just how it magically appears in one swipe, you know? I like the scenes where we have a little bit of pink in the background. I just wish that they use more of that color combination, because I feel like in the rest of the shots in which she's inside the ocean but we don't really see the pink sky above, it doesn't really look good. It's like in color variation, because like her outfit is blue, her powers are blue, and the ocean's blue. Like, we need something else there. That's kind of the main problem that I have with this transformation, and it's the fact that it just feels very plain. The other ones have a lot of stuff going on in the background, and this one just feels like a not finished render. And now, I saw a lot of people talking about how they love her hair flip, which is like a Little Mermaid reference. But if I have to be honest, I really didn't think much of it. I actually think I didn't really like it at the beginning, because I thought it was kind of tacky, but that's again just me being kind of annoying. Like, now that I see it, yeah, it looks good. I like it. I just have to say it's weird for me seeing the horizon like I said before. And now there's just one thing that I will not forgive the animators for, which is this ugly transition that they made from the water droplet to the scene of her surfing. I don't know why they did it like this. I guess that it was just easier to make it in this way, but they basically used like a video transition instead of just making the camera go into the droplet and into the new scene. I don't know if you get what I mean. Like, it's a fake transition. It just looks really bad, and I know that it couldn't have been that hard to make it the right way. Like, there must be some way to do it in the 3D software. I just know it. They were lazy for this. Also, she looks kind of creepy in some scenes, especially in this one. And about her final pose, it just looks plain compared to the others. Like, especially in the background, like no bubbles going up or down or anything like that. It stands out as being really plain. Okay, and now it's time for Stella's transformation at number 3. Again, I just have to say that the sky feels kind of weird to me. I guess I like the fact that she's waking up in the sun, but I don't know, there's something about her model right here that just looks very cheap to me. Though I have to say that I like how she makes it small and makes it shine in her hand against the dark background. I think that looked really nice. And I just wish that we got to see it for a few more seconds. Like, I don't get why we need to be doing a background change every 2 seconds, like, whatever. Now, there's something that I find kind of annoying, that is like we don't really see her hair transforming. I think it's just the small screams that we see of her hair changing. And I guess that they did this because it's 3D animation. I guess it's just harder to make them blend together, but I just wish we had gotten to see that because it would be a nice reference to the original Magic Wings, where I think it's one of the coolest scenes. Also, it's one of the few scenes in the original transformation with real animation, so yeah. And also, apart from the hair, the outfit changes also way too fast. Like, we don't see what's going on. And her transformation is probably one of the worst ones to have this problem. Then the background rotating thing happens, which kind of feels weird to me again, I have to say. Sorry, like, it just feels like a play stage. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a metaphysical, beautiful space for transforming. I'm sorry. Then her wings appear and we get a headshot of hers, which for the first time in this video I have to say I kind of like. I think she looks kind of cute. Maybe it has to do with the fact that she has her eyes closed, but she just looks nice. And I'm just glad to see this 3D model looking good because I have been kind of traumatized by a particular promo image of Stella that's been going around the internet. Then we have this gorgeous shot of her flying through like a sandstorm, and I just wish we got to see more of this. I just wish the whole transformation took place here because this really feels like pretty and powerful, and like the stakes are high, like something's going on, you know. It's just such a pretty image to see her flying across all of these like solar flares, beams or whatever. I just think it would have been much better if the whole transformation had this spacey vibe instead of this mix of the night sky and then the blue sky. It's just way too much, and this just would have made a lot more sense because whenever I think of Stella's power, I think like of the sun and the moon and the stars, you know, more like from a galaxy perspective rather than just looking at them from the Earth's round. Then we have her final pose, which again I just think she looks kind of weird to me, but it's one of the best ones, so that's what we get. Also, again, the background is really nice. I really like how the sound flares are going downwards and there's just bits of like flames or sun or sparks or whatever it is going upwards, and again that contrast just feels very nice. I really like it. So, next up at number 2 we have Musa's transformation. And first of all, just wanted to say that I think she has the best design in general for this transformations outfit. But in terms of the sequence, I also have to say that I think she has the clunkiest one. For her, the pacing truly is all over the place. Like when she does her guitar thing, you can barely tell what's going on. About the first shot and that first bubble, I actually do really like it, and I think it kind of represents the waves of sound moving. You know how liquid would move if a really strong sound wave would go through it, and also it just, I guess, represents her inner world or whatever. I have to say, I really don't like the fact that we see her headphones and they're so realistic. I just wish they were made of light or something like that. It kind of breaks the atmosphere for me a little bit. About the many color changes that the background goes through, I wouldn't really mind them if they were synced to the music, but they're not. Neither in the long video of all of the girls transforming, neither in the individual clip of Musa transforming, so I really don't get why they did it like this, because it becomes really confusing. It just becomes completely disjointed. Like, my brain has a hard time processing what's going on because it's following a different rhythm on the image and a different rhythm on the music, you know? I think it wouldn't have to be that hard to sync it up. They could even do it for every episode. Like, it's really not that deep. It's just switching something on and off, and it would just make it really unique and cool if they did that, but I guess they didn't and will not do it. Now, about the dance floor scene, I would say I like it in concept, but there's just way too much going on. Like that weird American flag ceiling thing, I don't get why that's there. It's visual noise. It just makes it feel claustrophobic. Also, I just hate that weird Michael Jackson dance that she does. Please stop it. All of the other dance moves are good, but that one's just weird. And now, when she flies up to get her wings, I have to say I really love the background. I love how she touches the music notes while she's going up, and also I just love the fact that they're golden, which is the accent color that I love on Musa, and that I wish we got in this transformation, but it's fine, I guess. Purple's also good. And well, now that I'm seeing this background, it actually kind of looks like piano tiles, you know? Like the game for the iPhone, but whatever. It still looks fine, I guess. I'm not really a big fan of her final pose. Those colors, like, it just looks kind of bad, I have to say. I don't really like it, but the rest of the transformation looks cool, I think. And now for number one, we have Tecna's transformation. Even though I don't really like her outfit, I think this is the best one, definitely. It just feels different from the others. Like, there's more at stake and just like more effort or more creativity was put into it. I think a lot of people would agree with me that hers is just the best one, hands down. The only thing that I would maybe change about it is that I just wish that she spent more time getting her outfit, but that's a complaint for all of them, really. As for the bubble in the beginning, it looks cute and it's one of the few scenes where we have more of a slow pacing and where we see what's going on. I really like how she's like programming stuff, touching screens, setting up her transformation. It's really cool. Now, I think one of the main things that make me like her transformation is the fact that they didn't give her that weird face that Bloom and Flora make. Thank God. I guess it's because of her personality. They wanted her to look more serious or confident or defiant or something like that, but it just really works. I don't think she looks weird at all. I like how she looks here. One of the highlights of this transformation for me is the background. I think it looks really unique and nice. I really like the colors, and I think they make a really good contrast with Tecna. Also, I just really like the effects that they use for the magic in this transformation. I think it looks really nice how it kind of makes the outfit branch out more than just appear in a single swipe. And now, my favorite scene here is the one where she's upside down, twirling before she gets her wings. It feels very high stake. I don't know, I think it just really looks cool. How she starts upside down, how her eyes are closed. The only thing that kind of bothers me about this scene is the excessive amount of giggling, which we could not be saved from. Then I also like the camera shot where she's making the weird cyborg thing in her head appear, and I also, for the first time, really like how the lashes look in the models. I don't know why, but when it's from far away, I think they look very generic and cheap, but I just thought they look really nice in this shot. I also love how she ate Bloom's eye shot up, like hers is just miles better, and I love how it goes into her eye, the colors in her eye. I just think it looks really nice. Then I really like her final pose with the beats going up and everything. I think she looks quite nice and not weird like the other girls. I like how she looks at the camera. She just looks really powerful, like with her hands going up like that. Like, if you know, you know. So yeah, this is the end of the video. I'm sorry if maybe my thoughts were a little bit too negative, but you know, I can't fake what I think about all of this. I honestly can't. And I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how it may have turned out because, as I said, I'm really new to this. I'm not used to talking to camera. I'm not used to doing voiceovers. So I really struggled while filming it, and I will try to edit it to the best that I can. And even though I said a lot of shit about the reboot, I have to say that I will be seated and watching. I'm just putting my hopes in the fact that I heard that the plot lines and the writing are gonna be good. Though I have to say I'm kinda concerned about all the influencer and social media jokes that look like they have been written by a 50-year-old person.
An apology on social media.
But nobody follows me on social.
Also, if you were wondering, I will still be uploading animations. It's just that, it takes a little long time to make them, and I thought it would be nice to shake things up a little bit and not just leave my channel dead. But still, you can expect me to upload a new animation video that I'm doing right now for one of my WINX OCs. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you soon with more videos like this and animations. Bye!